Yes, 14 for 70 on the season, 0 for 5 last night. Kobe, stop shooting threes. It's very simple. I know it's hard to comprehend as you get older in your career and you think you still do it, but Kobe is not getting it done from the 3 point line, and that's a problem. He's shooting 20% from the line, 3 point line, 20%. And that's the reason why his field goal percentage is 33-1. Now, it's bad, but when you're bricking, you know, he's missed what 56 3 pointers in the games he's played this year. It's not a good thing. Kobe's not a 3 point shooter. You know, I understand that is gone. You might not have an explosion or the lift, but you can't be shooting that many 3 pointers. You only hit 20%. And Barbara Scott's not going to tell him to stop shooting as well too. Good game for Julius Randle, 13 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell, side last night, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. The kid's starting to figure it out. They're starting to get together. It's going to take a little while. He's going to have ups and downs. It's also at the same time, he's going to be the primary ball handler, but he's not really the primary ball handler because as long as you have Bryant on your team, it's just not going to be, a great ball handling situation. So we're going to take a break, pay some bills. When we get back, we'll talk about the Slate game Science 2 on Monday, as well as we'll also go over the player of the night and the guy who shot themselves in the foot last night. Let's go pay some bills. This is the Morning Spring Ticker. Right back.
Are you looking for a fun experience on the water with your family? Bring them to the Orlando Water Sports Complex, located off Highway 528 near OIA. The Orlando Water Sports Complex provides an experience you won't soon forget, featuring cable wakeboarding, as well as the Super Air Nautique G23, the world's best wakeboarding and wake surfing boat for guests to enjoy. For more info, visit actionparks.com. That's AKTIONPARKS.com. And tell them Full Court Press sent you.
Looking to expand your reach and following in all platforms of media? Need a jumpstart in expanding your brand to all markets across the world? Sofo is here for you. Sofo means something for everyone, and they help expand your business through all platforms of media. Need to grow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Their experienced team expands your brand and puts your business in places you would have never been before. Call Sofo at 407-607-9862 or follow Sofo LLC on Instagram.
Listeners, now I know you've heard of this up-and-coming brand Hoop Culture, which is headquartered right here in Orlando, Florida. But here's something that you didn't know. They are opening a flagship store in Fashion Square Mall, downstairs right in front of the movie theater. That's right, the brand that has brought you the iconic Eat Sleep Ball design is bringing their streetwear brand to retail. Stay ahead of the fashion trends. Go visit them online at hoopculture.com or follow them at Hoop Culture. Our listeners save 30% off your next order. Use the code RADIO at checkout.
Welcome to Late Night Parents. I'm your host, Ted Hicks. We have a weekly podcast where we sit down and talk with game changers in the sports, technology, education fields. We even do product reviews and giveaways. Why, you ask? Because we're all parents. So if you're ready for an up-close and personal look, then you can check out our podcast. New episodes are available every Thursday. Catch us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. That's Late Night Parents. The site is latenightparents.com.
Are you looking for your dream home? Or are you looking to move out of your current home and find the home to start the next chapter of your life? Look no further. Jim Fouquet with Century 21 Rue Realty is your go-to guy to help you with all your needs. Specializing in West Orange County, Lake County, and Ocoee, his goal is to take care of you from the beginning to the end and is not satisfied until the job is complete. Stop by 401 West Colonial Drive, Suite 7, or give him a call, 321-945-6832. Jim Fouquet with Century 21 Rue Realty.
We are back for the morning tip on Spreaker. 407-378-3717 is the second one this morning. And so we went over the games last night. So let's go over who was the hit and miss and also the star of the night. So for our star of the night award, it goes to Anthony Davis. It was an easy choice last night. 32 points, 19 rebounds, 4 blocks, huge three-pointer down the stretch. Pelicans have won 2 in a row. Davis, like we mentioned earlier in the show, is the biggest game changer of anybody in the NBA. Besides the fact that he's the best interior defender in the NBA, he also can now hit the three-pointer, stretch his game out, and his teammates are getting healthier. So basically, all the performance he's been giving is also at a bigger, actually it's not bigger, but he gets to know more better because he has other guys around him. It's not just empty stats. Ryan Anderson, Ish Smith, Eric Gordon. When those guys are all contributing and helping with the cause, it makes things so much easier. And also, winning helps too. So the New Orleans Pelicans. Yes, I said Pelicans. No more Pelicans. Player of the night, Anthony Davis. Huge game from him. And like I said, you have Davis. He's rolling. Ryan Anderson his threes. The Pelicans can get this ship righted, and that's the most important thing. Now, the player of the night who gets this award, yes, the missing player award last night goes to the LA Clippers. It's an entire team. I can't not give it to one player because it's a team effort in the NBA. When your free agent acquisitions, um, Pierce, Pierce Stevenson, Josh Smith, Wes Johnson, when all those guys that you brought in the offseason score a grand total of 12 points in about 40 minutes of game action, that's bad. Paul Pierce, 2 points in 18 minutes. Wesley Johnson, he gave you 8 points in 18 minutes. Josh Smith, 2 points in 15 minutes. Lance Stevenson only played 5 minutes. That is a problem. You bring all these guys in to help out a team that the Clippers really, we don't know how far the Clippers could have went last year if they didn't have to deal with San Antonio in the first round, wearing them out in a 7-game brutal first-round series. If they would have had a little bit easier road, they would have gotten farther. And we all know this is also the same team who blew a series lead where they should have knocked out Houston Rockets. A team on paper that's gotten better, that's gotten stronger, that's gotten deeper, is worse than they were last year. Let's just put this in perspective. The Clippers right now are 6-7 right now. That's not a good look. Look, so when you look at teams that are 6-7 in the NBA right now, let's take a quick look at teams that are 6-7 or at the same level as the LA Clippers right now. Well, Memphis is 7-7. That's because they have won 5 of their last 6 since they traded for Marlon Chalmers. The team's actually playing their best basketball. Also, the Denver Nuggets at 6-8, Portland at 6-9. Phoenix and Utah have better records than the Clippers right now. That's in the West. In the East, all means Detroit, Boston, Charlotte, Orlando has the same record as the Clippers. Milwaukee is 1 game below them. Now, mind you, Milwaukee has been missing Jabari Parker as well as Michael Carter-Williams. So they haven't been at full strength. John Henson as well, too, for the first part of the season. So if you take away those parts, the Knicks are playing better than the Clippers. That is a problem. Last 10 games for the Clippers, they're 3-7. And most importantly, they can't seem to win in their own conference. 5-6. This is a problem, and the Clippers have to get it fixed, whether it be Doc Rivers, whether it be a trade. Somehow they can get somebody to take Lance Stevenson. You got to get a locker room leader on this team, because if not, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly, and for the Clippers, you got to feel for Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, because they want to win. They really want to win, and right now they're not winning, and they're not getting it done. But we have a whole bunch of games going on tonight in the NBA. Let's get into it. The game of the night, yes, 7:30 NBA TV. Grab some popcorn because this is going to be very interesting. The New York Knicks traveled on their Southeast road trip. They're going to be in Miami tonight, Orlando on Thanksgiving Eve, which is Wednesday. They're taking on the Miami Heat. Now, when this game was scheduled, of course you have the Knicks, Heat. You think of the rivalries. You think about the early 90s, the late 90s, the morning, Larry Johnson fight, P.J. Brown just chucking, Charlie Ward in the stands. The rivalry, Tim Hardaway and those guys just banging heads. Lonzo Mourning. The intensity of the Heat and the Knicks. Last few years, the Heat have been blowing out the Knicks. But this is the game. If the Knicks make a statement and win tonight, first and foremost, Knicks fans everywhere are going to be ready to throw a ticker tape parade for Phil Jackson because I'm going to tell you this. The Knicks might have hit the biggest home run in the draft. I know I'm huge on Karl Anthony Towns. I'm huge on Manu Ginobili, but I'll be honest with you. I did not think Kristaps Porzingis at this stage of his career, 14 games into his career, that he was going to be this good, this fast. I mean, yes, we have watched all the great tape of guys and what they do in Europe. These numbers, they're inflated. Oh, he's been playing this since he's 16. I have seen so many flops. I can just go through a laundry list. Fran Vasquez, never even played here. Jan Vesely, uh, I Nikolai Tilizvitsky. I can go on with these names. Frederick Weiss, a Nick guy. He never even showed up here. This has been the growing problem with European players for a long time. Andre Bargnani. They've never lived up to the hype. But this kid, especially on Tuesday when he scored the career high 29-11, Friday struggled against Oklahoma City, but then against Houston. And I mean, if you thought the 29-11 in Charlotte was impressive, he went into Houston 24, 14, 7 block shots. I mean, here's the thing. The Knicks knew how good this kid is. Mark Johnson said how good this kid is. Analysts said this kid just needed a little bit of time, a little bit of weight. He was going to be fine. But I don't think anybody expected this guy to put off this type of start for the Knicks. And if they go in and beat Miami, a Miami team that has Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Hassan Whiteside, all those guys, the artist formerly known as Gordon Dragic, all these guys the Knicks, you know, don't have. And the Knicks walk in there with just Carmelo, Porzingis, and a team full of misfits and go in and beat the Heat. That will be a telling story in itself. And really, the Knicks are just playing good basketball. They're playing team basketball. They're getting contributions from other guys other than Carmelo. Melo is struggling, even though he's shooting better in his last 6 games, but he's struggling compared to what he always normally does. So you got to think with Porzingis already averaging 13 points and almost a team high 8.5 rebounds, 8.8 rebounds a game. You have a team that is literally like right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. That's something you got to think about going forward. And if you're a Knicks fan, you know you're already through the roof because you're already screaming Porzingis for Rookie of the Year. So I like the Knicks night. Miami's 8-4. The problem with Miami is that it's not been the 8-4 start. It's the start of Gordon Dragic. Dragic, I don't know, he got the big contract and hasn't done anything since. I mean, he's struggling. He can't do much. He feels like he's a rookie point guard with an $80 to $90 million contract. If he was making half of that money, I wouldn't feel so bad. But Dragic is turning out to be the worst free agent signing of the summer, and that's telling you something. Dragic, who I thought was a top 10 point guard last year, stuck at bad rotation. Yes, I've said it before 1,000 times, it was bad rotation. And Miami has a chance to be a star. Can't seem to get it done. So, tonight, I'm taking the Heat. I know I talked a huge thing about the Knicks and they're ranting about them. I like the Heat tonight because they're at home. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Hassan Whiteside will block shots. I think that he'll keep Porzingis off the boards. I think that his job will be make the kid from Latvia night miserable. X factor in this game for both teams. For Miami, it'll be Justice Winslow. a guy who